Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, 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 and welcome in, folk, to your favourite Friday night Leeds show. It is, of course, Late Night Leeds. Now then, everybody, welcome back to Late Night Leeds. Tonight, I have AG to my left, and I have Mr. Sean Carney, Wilco Whites himself. He's back. We had to scour the loan market for the night, and we found good old Sean Carney sat waiting for the call. So on a bit of a bad note. I think he's okay now. Bossnass messaged us a few hours ago. His little boy Freddie has had a seizure. He's had to go to hospital. I think everything's okay now. Bossnass was obviously very concerned, him and his wife. So we've been back and forth with messages of me and Adam. I think he's going home for a pizza now, but he's had a bit of a scare tonight. So I know everyone will wish him well. But yeah, we've got Sean back for tonight. Can't think of anyone better to be on here with us tonight. But I know we all love Bossnass. His little boy Freddie is doing okay, and I'm sure he will be. I'm sure Bossnass will be back next week. But yeah, that's the truth behind it. So how are you doing, boys? Let's start with you, Sean. It's been a while. Missed your face, mate. Nice to see you.
It's great to be back on, lads. You know, I really have missed it, honestly. But I told you, Bossnass were the one to replace me. We were great. It's been brilliant, hasn't he? Absolutely brilliant.
Have you been watching? Have you been watching, Sean?
I've been jumping in now and again. I've been catching up the day after. All right, I've been enjoying my Friday nights, but I've been jumping in the day after watching it. And yeah, I were right, wasn't I? But yeah, I'm all right. I'm good, boys. And we still talk. It's not like I've not seen you. I've not heard from you. So we'll still stay in touch, don't we? So it's great to be back, guys.
Still besties.
Still besties. And I'm always, I'm always going to be here. I'm always mean around. Especially for Late Night Leeds.
It's like that guy from Mr. Deeds at Butler. Underestimated the sneakiness. He's just everywhere, he's Sean Carney.
Might be some time where there's four of us on, mate, lads.
Maybe there might well be. Mate.
That'd be great.
It just got to let Adam stress about the layout then, because he does all that stuff. Adam's good at it, though, isn't he?
Do you know what? The four of us would be great, but I just the background. I just know where I'd start.
You love a challenge,
yeah, but
you love a challenge, man.
Usually with a challenge, I can see where I'm going with it. With that, I'd be like, I don't know. Anyway, we're talking about layouts of backgrounds on the StreamYard. Who cares?
I'm practically two people merging into one massive person.
These boxes smaller. It's not hard.
How you doing, AG?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm missing
better than the weather.
Already.
Better than the weather.
It's just it's raining down here, the same as up there, mate. Just it's rained since last night, really heavy at times, local flooding, all that jazz. So yeah, but I'm all good, mate.
Yeah, the football has been horrendous of late. It's been a bit of a weird international break so far, because I'm quite glad Leeds can't ruin my weekend, boys. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I do miss the football as well at the same time. It is a long tour week. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know England were playing Serbia yesterday. I think it was. That is how poor my international knowledge is now, and my lack of care until it's a major tournament. I mean, did you watch the England game? Are you bothered? Do you look at the result?
I'm like you. I work anyway. I work anyway, so I totally missed it. I didn't even know until I got a notification popped up. But yeah, I'm exactly the same. I can't get into any England games at the minute.
Yeah, same. I don't care if this is a championship, Euros, World Cup. Otherwise, couldn't care less. Just playing much worse teams and taking it away from club football. So,
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. Loads of people in watching already. 48 in currently. Please smash a like and we will get into the show. So, unfortunately for people, we haven't got a preview for the game coming up next weekend. We'll do that next Friday night, but we'll touch on the games that are to come and Farke's future and many things. We've also got Defeat the Ladder with AG as the host this week instead of Bossnass, but we've got to touch on the Forest review. Oh, right then, boys. There's only one place to start, and it's Mr. Carney. It's been a long time since I've heard you chat Leeds, really. I know you put your first video out in months on Wilco Whites. Go check him out recently. I hope you do a bit more content. But
yeah, well,
3-1 loss away at Forest. I mean, the teams around you need to be beaten when you're in a relegation fight, obviously. But for me, the manner of the performance, the manner of the defeat stood out probably more than the actual defeat itself. You know, away from home, we've been pretty poor. It didn't surprise me we got beat, but battered 3-1, went down with a whimper, really, mate. It was a poor showing, right up there with the Burnley performance as well. 2 really poor performances away from home against sides. You can't afford 0 points against these sides for me, Sean.
It's hit the nail on the head, and you know it's hard because we talk about free hit games. You know, we've got Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City all coming up. But these games like Forest, Burnley, these are the must-win games, and it's disappointing to see Daniel Farke. I still think he set out to play for a draw against Forest. He'd have been happy with a draw, and I think Adam, like you said, I think we were messaging. Forest had a lot of injuries. You know, they had a lot of injuries. They were there for the taking, and for us to play like we did against a poor Forest side that made them look, probably world beaters at time, especially, goals are scoring. That's all down to the system. It's down to the manager for me. And we can talk about personnel and players missing, which was only really Willie Nonto for me. Bornau being injured made no difference whatsoever. It's all down to the system, and I'm sick of seeing this negative system, lads. And I know all you lot are as well. There's times to do it, and there's times not to do it. And that game against Forest, even against Burnley, it's not the time to be cautious in his play. I'm absolutely sick of seeing the ball being passed around at the back. Defensive, it's Rodon, Bijol, or Struijk. Ampadu. I'm sick of seeing it. We're getting some great areas at times, lads, and the ball ends up coming back. And that's for me an instruction by the manager. I think, and we've seen this over the seasons. It stifles players. Instead of letting them go and express themselves. I.e. Okafor as well. He'll take on players, but I don't think he's doing it at 100%. I think there's always that. In back of his mind, he's been instructed, try and do it, but do not lose the ball. Do not lose the ball. And time again, we see it coming back. And you know what? Past couple of games, it's first time in a long time I've actually just switched off during games. And I'm not saying switch the game off. I've switched off. I'll find myself looking at my phone or whatever.
How do you do it? Will you teach me? Will you teach me? How do you do this, Master?
Because it becomes so predictable. Yeah. It's become so predictable. I can tell you just know where the ball's going to go. We know where the ball's going to go every time. We know what substitutions he's going to make. Especially when we go behind. It's so predictable. And he's so stubborn. He will not change it. And you've just said I did a video. If he don't change, he'll be sacked. And he's got 4 games. I think he will. And I think I don't want us to and it might be, I might not like to hear it, but I don't want us to lose to Aston Villa, but it might be a blessing in disguise, guys. And it might be, for the best thing long term that maybe we do not get the win and we do maybe not pick any points up, because that'll be Farke gone for me. And these are concerns I've had about Daniel Farke, even last season, lads. You know this. I've said it to you many a time. I don't think he's Premier League quality. We had a little bit of hope first few games, You know, we were when we were in games. The Everton, like you've said, Matty, the first half at Everton were fantastic.
Yeah.
Where's all that gone? Where's all that gone? And I just don't know. And it's just we've seen it time and time again, especially away from home. We're struggling.
Yeah, no, 100%. I echo everything you say there, and I think this comment here is coming. I think it's bang on. I think it is about 90% people want Farke out now. I mean, I did a stream last night. There were over 100 people in there. I think I had 2 comments that were Farke in, and I think they were in-ish. They weren't, Farke lovers. They were just slightly in, 1 foot in the door. They weren't quite bothered to walk up in the morning. He was still there in X amount of days. But yeah, I mean, the football at the minute, Adam, it's slow, it's laboured, it's no press, there's no energy. I mean, is it instruction? Is it losing the players? Is it the players just not being fit enough? What is it at the minute, mate? Because it's such a severe lack of form in away games, especially. I'm so intrigued to see. We've only played one home game in the last 4. I'm so intrigued to see how Villa is with a 2-week gap and the energy at Ellen Road. But away from home, it's flat as a chuffing pancake, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I've watched quite a lot of content this week, and every time I watch it annoys me more because just hammers home what I'm seeing, which is when you start thinking about the way the Farke's playing. I think if you look from the outside, by the way, at us, a lot of teams aren't doing very well away from home. I think only the top 3 or 4 have actually got more than 2 away wins, and we've got 1.
Yeah,
but so it's not, and people pointing at and the point per game, etc. But I'm looking at the games and I'm seeing the same thing time after time away from home, and it's the same setup we've done for 2 years in the Championship. The slow, methodical build-up, and hoping a Solomon or Somerville or a Rutter gets us up the pitch somehow, or a boat, even like a Bogle or whoever it may be. But we've got to set the team up in a way that makes it better than the sum of parts. Tactically, we've got to try and look at what the weakness of players are, because our players are worse than other teams. So you try and cover that in the tactics. But what we're actually doing is highlighting their weaknesses in the tactics, and it's getting worse, and it's snowballing. And I'm amazed this whole 4-game thing. I'm amazed with that, because that just feels like a toss of a coin to me, and it makes no sense. Yep. You got to look at the underlying. You got to look, and I can only really imagine the professionals Leeds United, the management Leeds United, better than that in terms of people running the club, and they should be. Basically, who they want probably isn't available at the moment. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of saying far, because I look at it and it's not good enough. It's not good. It's not good enough at all. And there's so many better options. And I've seen enough of a pattern now, enough in different games. It's slow, methodical, keeping the ball so the opposition can't have it, so they can't hurt us. But we're not even trying to hurt them. And every time, so if our tactic, we never go forward quickly at all. If our tactics go forward quickly, you set up for that. You can go long ball or direct. You can go along the floor if you want, as long as you go direct. But then you get up to DCL or the Metcha, and you get players around him. When we do this methodical build up at the back, we're even losing the ball or kicking it forward when we don't want to long.
Yeah,
which Bijol, they kept funneling Bijol down the left on Sunday, and he just kept chipping the ball down the line with his left foot. And then it's up to Nemecha. Milenkovic wins it. No one's near him, and everyone goes, "Oh, Nemecha's not strong enough." Well, what he's actually disrupting Milenkovic in that, but of course, no one's near him to pick up the second ball. No. So because Nemecha's not going to beat Milenkovic in a strength battle, it's just not going to happen. But if you can disrupt him, and then Milenkovic can't get clean ball, you can get a second ball. But if no one's there to get a second ball, then you just set him up for disaster. You're setting him up for defeat. You're setting him up for failure. And that's the same for so many of our players. There's so many elements of that are set up for failure in terms of the tactics, and that's the problem. And we're seeing it so many times. We've seen it for 2-3 years now. And it worked in the Championship. Don't get me wrong, it worked very well. But he's just taking the Premier League, and it's not working at all. And everyone's seeing it, regardless of results. The underlyings all look wrong, and we need to change. And the club should be doing it, not waiting for 4 games.
That was the concern, though, Adam, on it. We saw it time and time again in the Championship, and we all said this won't work in the Premier League.
Yeah,
and we've changed formation. We all said 4-3-3. We've changed to the 4-3-3, but it's still not right. It's still that same laboured, slow build-up. Don't lose possession. It goes back to Perry. Perry kicks it long. DCL or Nemecha try and hold it up or try and win the flick on. So there's nobody around him, though. There's nobody around him.
Absolutely. If you look at the build-up, a lot of times Stack or Ampadu or Longstaff even, Stack drops into left back in the build-up. We should be going long, and Stack should be almost the one knocking it on. Why can't we? I said on outside and the radio the other day. Why can't we go goal kick like we used to do with Harry Kill? We used to just ping it to Harry Kill to win it in the air because he could beat every right back in the air. Put Stack against the right back and just ping it out to him. Yeah. And get Okafor and DCL near him. Do it that way, or on the Metro, whoever it is. But there's no tactics, because when you're playing long ball, you've got to set up for that. That should be the tactic. But if we're not doing that, we're playing slowly and we're kicking it forward when we don't want to. There's no tactics because nothing's working, and we do it every game.
I wanted to bring something up in terms of, I know we've conceded goals in other games, but the last few weeks since Perry and Biol's come in, I'm not blaming these for this, but in the last 2 games especially, and I know they've been away from home and we've conceded 3 in each, so it's easy to highlight it. But since Biol's come in, the defence for me, or even Ampru, the midfield in front, I think as a unit, there's gaps all over. You know, we're sitting at Brighton, and you sort of look at Brighton and think, nah, it was poor showing, but we expected to lose, and they are quality, they are going to catch. And you can sort of move on to Forest. The same thing at Forest, and yeah, again, man for man, they're probably better than us all over the pitch. But 2 games back to back now, 3 goals conceded, gaping holes. Ampadu, he's probably in the worst form of his Leeds United career for me. Switching off, letting people, you know, just maraud past him into areas in box, and the gap between Rodon and Biol at the minute is huge. You fit a double-decker bus in between them on that penalty spot, and you know the first goal comes from that. I think Perry should do better, but again, there's just nobody anticipating that knockdown. You know, there's nobody thinking, gambling just in case that ball falls in that area. And we've got enough bodies in the box. We've got enough bodies in and around these players. They're just not close enough. They're not anticipating the switching off. What's going on with our defence and midfield at the minute? Because that's what we identified in the market. That's what we brought in. And for the first 5 or 6 weeks, boys, it were working. We were solid. We were hard to beat. The best word you can use is competitive. Now it's so fucking easy to score against Leeds United. And Ampadu, the leader, who's great. And I've defended Ampadu as he's a Premier League player for me. He's a low-end Prem player, but that's where I was a club. But now there's so many people bashing Ampadu. I'm probably thinking he's dropping, if I'm honest. I think he's been that poor. We dropped Stack for the same level of performance. But what is going on there? Is it a case of you don't disrupt your back 4 and we have brought 2 new bodies in the last 2 or 3 games? Is that a factor? Or is it just a case of grow up, boys, watch your runners, get your head out your ass? What's going on?
I said to you, Bijol comes into the team, we lose, it's going to be, right, let's get Strike back in.
Yeah,
I don't think you could have either a Strike or Bijol there. It would have still been the same outcome. It's the system. Now, it worked before. Have teams just found us out? You know, figured us out?
Yeah. Yes.
The midfield, you've just said it there, aren't working hard enough. You know, Adam, you said it, and the Outside Ellen Road podcast. We've got box-to-box midfielders. They're never in the box. You know, where are they? You look at that second goal, and Ampadu can blame. He's blaming Bijol all he wants there. I don't think that's Bijol's fault. I think Bijol should be exactly where he was. He was at that front post, right behind him. You've got Rodon, and then you've got Bogle. Rodon's the one that can see the player. Ampadu's the one that can see the player. Why aren't they engaging him? Why aren't they going for him? All right, Bijol's got his back to him. So taking Bijol out of that team for me isn't going to change anything. It's the system, and it's the midfield. And I think the midfield have a lot to answer for. There's no protection there. You know, it's not like a prime Calvin Phillips who'll clean everything up. Ampadu needs to up his game, and he's been poor these past few games. So, you know, he's the captain. He's Daniel Farke's boy. He's not going to come out. But there is a question there. There is a question where maybe we play Stack a bit deeper. Would he be better at doing that role? Who knows? You know, he did it in Germany. The thing with Stack is he can play anywhere in that midfield area. The thing about Stack as well is you've got to understand, especially for some players coming from abroad, it takes time to get used to the English game, get used to the Premier League. So maybe that's a little bit part of it as well, you know, because he did well to start when he did start when he came in, but he has declined. Longstaff, don't get me started about Longstaff, because that was a shocking display against Nottingham Forest. Spent half the time complaining to the referee. He does like to get his foot in, but I'm sorry, but with the ball, there's no creativity there. And again, I still think as best midfielders sat on that bench in Tanaka. I'm not saying he's a similar type of player as a Longstaff. He's not going to get in them tackles, but boy, do we need somebody with a bit of quality on the ball. Because that at the minute that we're watching, it's not the answer. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
We're trying to play football, and our best passing centre-backs on the best bench, and our best passing centre midfielders on the bench. So what are we trying to do?
Yeah,
like we're trying to play football, and our best passers on the bench. That makes no sense.
The selection's not lining up with a
no,
tactics.
absolutely. No, recruitment doesn't line up with tactics. Selection doesn't line up with tactics or setup.
Nothing.
It's bizarre. But talking about defending and why it's so open at times, I think we're defenders. Every club's got so many good analysts now. I think we've just been worked out. I think they've got let them have the ball at the back and then just ping when we press them, ping it. And then so there's two types of attacks against us. There's ones where there's a high turnover where we lose the ball further forward and our fullbacks are bombed on, and then they just lift the ball into the corners and Bijou has to run, or Strout has to run the corner, and neither of them like doing that. That they don't like jockeying or track, and both their wingers, Nottingham Forest, crossed over quite a lot as well, and they're just running across our back line. We had no idea where to follow them. And the other type of attack is what I was going to say is there's the transition of that, and there's the other type of attack is when we lose the ball deep. We either lose the ball high or lose the ball deep. That's our whole game plan. We're losing the ball one or the other. They go, and then there's a high turnover when they win it against us. And of course, you're all out of position then because you're set up to control the ball, and the fullbacks right on the wide lines. Blah blah blah. So yeah. And talk about goals. The first goal, Ampadu was just trying to stop the cross, just waving his leg around. It was like a child. I play football every Monday. I say to people, stand up. People don't understand what that means. It doesn't mean don't dive in on the floor 2-footed. It means don't just stand on. As soon as you're standing as a defender on one leg, and the player doesn't do exactly what you think he's going to do, you're stuffed because you can't move. And you're standing waving one leg around, and that's it. And you're done. Amber did it 3 or 4 times. That's that. It was rubbish defending. Almost turning his head as well, like just sticking his foot out. Really poor. And the second goal, absolutely right about Bijou. He covers the front post, which is which is the job of the front centre back, is to guard that front post. Ampadu's standing there. Rodon's standing behind him. Rodon's got someone, fair enough, but he should go. Who's the more dangerous guy here? And if he can't take both of them, or doesn't want to come the front guy, bring Ampadu back in. None of it's good enough. And there's lots of individual errors, but to say there's going to be individual errors because we've got worse players. So we need to set up in a way that prevents all this. And that means no low turnovers, no high turnovers. And actually, when you do turn it over high, you mean to, as in you're playing forward quickly and you're set up for that. We're never set up for when we lose the ball in any form. Our rest defense is really poor. It's always out of position.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't concede them goals if we're playing 3 at back.
I think we might. I think the idea maybe not, but I think with
I don't think we would.
Tactics, the problem is, I think we'd have an extra guy. I think those guys, because you're absolutely right in terms of the get to the byline and cut back. So it's all we're facing at the moment because teams know that's a threat for us, the main threat for us. So yeah, we'd concede less of them definitely. I think we'd concede as many crosses, but we can see less goals.
Well, we know Goodmanson's not the strongest defensively. You know, his game is going forward, and they targeted that left hand side. They targeted it, you know, and obviously then as brand new left back in Jack Harrison coming on as well.
But I don't think they're targeting Goodmanson. I think they're targeting Bijou and Strout. I think they're targeting the space most of the time.
Well, yeah, where the space is, it's something we don't do. You know, it's something we seem to have sometimes space, and we've got a chance to run into space, and we don't. We try to just hold on to the ball, come back, and again, it's instilled in them. Don't lose that ball. Don't lose that ball.
Absolutely, play with fear. You might as well say play with fear. You might as well.
The manager has put the that's what it feels like sometimes. And then when we do get in those certain areas, you know, there's nobody there. You know, that run by Goodmanson, there's nobody there. No. You know, it's disappointing. You defend as a team and you attack as a team, and that's where I want to see.
And even that, the no one there thing. I don't just go on about bashing Farke's tactics, but that's kind of where we are. The no one there thing is because we've taken the 10 out. The 10 out team made it a centre midfielder. So say we change the 10 into stack, Longstaff. So then you got 3 guys centre midfield that they're never allowed beyond the ball. None of those 3 are ever allowed beyond the ball. So then they're never getting in the box. So if a cross comes in, it's DCL or nothing, unless the winger gets in from the other side. Or even more odd, the fullback gets in from the other side. That happens a lot. But then as soon as the turnover happens, both our fullbacks high at the pitch. They lift it into the space. They'll always try and go left-hand space if they can because it's slower left centre-back. And Bijou and Strout look crap as a result. And that happens time after time after time after time.
And that's where Ampadu's got to drop back in. He's got to be aware. He's got to drop back in. And the other 2 midfielders have got to get back as well.
Yeah.
And that's the failings for me. And Ampadu's played centre-half. We know this. You know, so it's not like it's a position he doesn't know. It can be getting back and creating a 3 for me.
Like I say, I've got some comments here from Philip Anderson as well, has been saying he's definitely a Farke in, and he thinks we're bashing Farke a little bit too much. I mean, if you're listening there, we are definitely bashing the players as well. The players are definitely culpable, but we see, AG, you speak about it quite a bit, don't you? Like I say, the way we are set up to play, the players can't decide the formation, they can't decide the personnel. They can do better. They should be focusing more. That like you say, loads of comments in here about the midfielders not tracking the runners. That should be basic. We're set up in a defensive sort of way and we're conceding goals. But Farke setting us up this way, AG, and it's
absolutely fine. Like, if we just all bash the players, then where are we? These are our players. We're not going to sack every player and replace them, are we? So we have to. The manager's the one that sets them up. So yeah, players' flaws and stuff, changing things can help, but actually tactically is where it really comes to stuff. And I think you've seen it over the years. Different managers get different things from different teams, and different managers can make different teams look better or worse. And that's just what happens. And right now, Farke's not making this set of players look as good as they could be. And I'll stand by that. Anyone can, if people can argue about it, go, oh, but our team's crap. Well, let's just get relegated now then. Like, that's your attitude. If our team's not good enough,
makes no sense, does it?
With the best manager in the world, then let's get relegated now. If that's the answer, if we all just accepted that now, our team's not good enough, then we're stuffed, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. When it comes to Amparo as well, if he were to drop out of midfield, would that be a Gruev? A stack, or would you even potentially look at Amparo going in midfield? In defence, is West Yorkshire retro gamer? That's the word. West Yorkshire retro gamer.
No, I'd hate to see that.
Would you like him in defence? Or do you think he couldn't do it in Prem? I don't think he could do it in Prem level.
No, we've bought Brijol, we've got Bernal. I know,
Bernal. Who's he?
Do you know what I mean? We've bought these defenders. We bought 2 brand new centre halves, which we wanted, so we've got cover. Yet, what, we're going to put Ampadu back in there? No, not for me.
Ampadu would get eaten alive in centre back for me.
I think so.
If you're going to move someone that's the best DM, maybe the best DM in the squad is Stack. Even over Ampadu. He did it for years in Germany, very, 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 very well. Because defensively, he's really good, really, really good. Because he's massive and he gets in the way of stuff and he spots danger very well. So if Ampadu's not doing well enough, you just put Stack in there, who may be better DM than him anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. For people who don't know, I am starting some chat. So if I don't bring your comment up, I am starring them for later. Let's touch on Metcher's goal before we move on from Forest, because that was a bit of a highlight. Metcher took his goal really well. Something we've not seen from our strikers this season, regardless of who it is. Whether Pino, probably best finisher we've got at the club, cannot get a sniff at the minute unless we're chasing a game and he chucks them all on. But I thought Metcher, he struggled with the centre halves, but I don't mind him. I would prefer DCL over him, but in my opinion, I don't think DCL can score a goal like that. I don't think he's got it in his locker. I hope I'm wrong, because I think he'll get many more minutes than Metcher, but I think he did okay. But he was always going to struggle in that game with the service he had and the fact that there's not many people coming off him. But the one opportunity Okafor nips in, gives it to Aronson. Great pass, to be fair, decent decision making, plays it into him, and it's a great finish. Great control and buries it across keeper. So a little bit of a plus point there, lads. It really was. It honestly was. It was
a really nice finish. Proper, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Good turnover by Okafor, good tackle. Aronson laid it onto him, and he took it really, really well.
The way he steps over with his left foot and pushes it with his right and then drills it across. Proper striker instinct.
Yeah, lovely.
It really wanted that. But unfortunately, we don't come on here and speak too much about a great moment like that, because it seems so secondary to how we feel after the game, doesn't it?
But the problem is, I ran up and down my hallway when we scored. I was so happy. Like sprinting around my living room. And then we conceded, and I thought, we're going to lose now. Because I just thought the way we're playing wasn't good, and I just thought, as soon as we can see straight away, I thought, the players just be so down from that, we'll just lose this game of football now, and that's the way it turned out.
Question for you, AG. There, look, question by Richard Hogan for you, mate.
Yeah, we should have taken Callum Wilson. Don't know about over. Yeah, we should have taken Callum Wilson. Yeah, I like Callum Wilson.
What a star that one. Yeah, right. Anyway, boys, let's move on from that game, because I've had enough of this shite, and we'll probably touch on more shite at the end of it as well. So Bossnass isn't here, obviously, but the quiz continues. Anyone who doesn't know, we do this game called Defeat the Ladder. So everyone get involved in chat, bang your answers in there, and I'm not looking when I really am. But yeah, AG's done this quiz today. I think
I'm excited about this. So it was a bit last minute, So I put it together, and there was a little bit of help from AI, but AI is so thick. Like, why the word intelligence in there? I don't know. Like, it just gets so much stuff wrong, and you got to check it all, and then you just do it all yourself, and you're like, whatever. Anyway, so beat the ladder. It's 10 questions. If you get 2 wrong in a row, you're out. But you have to get the 10th one right to win overall. So yeah, as long as you don't get 2 wrong in a row, you can carry on through. I've got multiple choice on everything in here, but I'm not going to give it to you. So, but you can ask for 2 lots of multiple choice. 3
2 lots of multiple choice.
You can ask, yeah. So that's like it's like a help the host. Anyway, right. You ready for question 1?
That's for a multiple choice.
You can, yeah, but only twice. I said 3
Get
times.
involved in chat. A little bit of fun to lighten your Friday night.
Come on, then.
Are you ready? Question number 1. Who is the only Leeds United player to win the Premier League Golden Boot? That's a nice and easy one, that is. That's gentle on the way in. Oh, dear.
Oh.
The Premier League?
Yes, Golden Boot, yeah.
So let's discuss it, Sean. Maybe Mark Viduka. Could he be one? Come on, Sean. Premier League Golden Boot winner. Got to be Mark Viduka, hasn't it? Got to be.
Yeah.
He scored fucking 4 against Liverpool.
It's not Yeboah.
Nah. What Prem? What it Prem?
What it Prem?
I'm going to go Mark Viduka. I reckon. Let's go Viduka.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. I can't think who else it...
Hasselbank? No. Nah.
No.
It's Viduka. I can't think.
Okay.
It's gotta
Viduka,
be.
final answer.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
So he shared the 1998-99 award with 18 goals with Michael Owen and Dwight York, and it was, of course, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Oh, I fucking said that as well. The second
Jimmy.
one. Bastard. Oh, wrong.
It's because you shared it, you see. That's a trick question. That's a trick question, isn't it?
That is a trick question.
Oh,
I don't think you remember anyone winning a Golden Boot.
to be fair, I read it out and I thought, is that right? Check that.
Well, didn't he shared it? He got bleeding one at studs. That's all he got.
Question number 2. It's not going well.
It's not going well.
In the 1996 League Cup final, Leeds lost to Aston Villa. What was the score?
Sean, you better know this, mate. 1996. This was your era. This was your era, mate. Multiple choice. I'll be going multiple choice.
Say it again, AG.
In the 1996 League Cup final, Leeds lost to Aston Villa. What was the score?
I've got 3-0 in my head.
I don't think we scored.
I've got 3-0 in my head. I don't. I've got 3-0 in my head.
Well, you shouldn't have said because now when you multiple choice here. No, yeah. Well, yeah. I answered.
Yeah, it works.
Give me multiple choice then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Choice.
A. 3-0.
It's in it.
It's got to be in there.
That's what I've got in my head.
B 2-1. C 2-0.
It's 3-0, isn't it?
3-0. Oh, don't be.
Final answer. 3-0 is correct.
Get it. Come on.
Do you remember? So this is the first time I've ever cried, the first time I cried watching football. Do you remember who scored first for Villa? This isn't part of the quiz. I just wrote this down. Because I can remember so vividly him scoring.
No, I can't.
I can't think of his name.
Savo Milosevic.
No way.
Left-footed striker.
Nah.
Question number 3. Which player scored the winning goal in Leeds United's 1992 Charity Shield win?
The winning goal.
Yeah.
Come on, Sean.
Cantona.
Final answer?
Just.
Yes, that's fine. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Stop being a tool. If we get it right, just let us have it. Yeah. Stop talking us out of it with your eyes. You swine.
Am I doing well?
You're fucking smashing it, mate.
It's going well. It's going well.
I'd have been
Question number 4.
knackered.
So you're fine. Every time you get one right, you can get the next one wrong. So it's good, isn't it? Right. Question number 4. In the 2023-24 championship season, who wore the number 25 shirt for Leeds United?
Say that again.
In the 2023-24 championship season,
Sam Byram.
20. Okay, yeah, that's correct.
Sam Byram.
Oh, cruising now. See,
that's the tism that I can remember.
Yeah, that's you wouldn't. You'd never have got that wrong, you.
Remember shirt numbers. It's the tism that.
this one I'd have no chance because it's just. What was the scoreline in the final day 2007 match versus Derby County that confirmed Leeds relegation to League One? It's a tough one.
Oh, what was that? Say that again. You free.
What was the scoreline in the final day 2007 match versus Derby County that confirmed Leeds relegation to League One?
I've got. If I say, is that an answer?
No. You can discuss it by all means.
Oh, now I'm thinking.
You have a think, Sean. Can I ask you a question, AG? Because you're the master this week. Instead of call the group chat, can we have one where I just read we can take a guess from the comments? That's like rather than messing around the group chat tonight.
Let me have a look at the comments and I'll tell you whether you should or not.
I don't think we'll do it on that one, but.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, by all means. I mean,
I don't know if this is the one I'm going to choose. I'm just asking.
No, fine. But I wouldn't. I'd read some comments if this is the one.
Sean, what are you thinking?
I had 2-1 in my head, but I'm now doubting myself.
Shall we use the comments for this one? Shall we use it?
Yeah, but they're all different as well. I had 2-1 when you first said it. I said 2-1 in my head.
Well,
the question is wrong.
That's just popped up, and he knows his stuff, does Eddie?
Yeah, I know. I knew it. If Eddie said it, the question. Okay,
Eddie knows his stuff.
What was the final date? Well, is it a confirmed? Oh, that's not okay. Well, okay. What
the quizmasters is always something wrong with your quizmaster and Leo. They never nail it any time. We know this, don't we? We know this.
What was the scoreline when Leeds played Derby County in 2007?
Is that?
I don't know what the wrong bit is, but yeah, it's the same. It's the same match, but
what the score was when we played Derby County in 2007? What?
Yeah,
home or away?
Well, I don't know, Sean.
Sean, we can afford to get one wrong because it's only when you get two wrong. So I think we go with 2-1, like you said.
Go on, 2-1.
2-1.
It's wrong. It's 2-0. But yeah, Eddie, do share other questions wrong because I might have to revisit that. Right. Question number 6. This is tough because Bossnass sent me his quiz. So this is one of Bossnass's.
Oh, great.
Who received a red card for Leeds United during injury time at the end of the second half against Newcastle at home in the 2022-23 season?
Got a red card against Newcastle.
You can't afford to get this wrong.
Hold on. I think I don't say any names. Multiple choice, please.
Tyler Roberts, Llorente, McKennie, Firpo.
In my head, McKennie. I was thinking McKennie, but did he even get a red card? In my head, I thought McKennie. Oh, I think it's going to be end at quiz this week. This.
So them names again. Llorente,
McKennie, Firpo.
Tyler Roberts never got a red card for us.
Nah.
Firpo's the obvious one, but I don't think he got a red card. I don't think McKennie did. Llorente were a bit of a diabolical nightmare.
Yeah, but did he get?
I can't remember. I don't feel like we've had many red cards. To be fair, like to memory.
I'll tell you what we could do. You can check the chat. You can check the chat.
I think Firpo.
A poor contestant.
Out of them, I'd say Firpo. Out of them 4.
All right, Firpo. Final answer done. Firpo.
Yep.
Correct.
Firpo. Hey.
Right, I've got something a little bit different here. I've got 3 of these.
Okay.
Let
me just quickly say something, Adam, before you do. 119 people watching these silly fools do this quiz. Thanks so much for watching. Please smash a like on the video if you don't mind. It really helps. It's 48 likes. Love to get near 100.
I'm going to do one of them, but there is 4 in one question. But I'll do one because I think it might get complicated for me to say. Right. So it's players, their clubs through their career to Leeds United, and then when they went directly afterwards. Right. So it's and then you've got to name the player. So I'll say the clubs, and you've got to name the player.
Okay.
Right. First one: Strasbourg, Everton, Lens, Leeds United, Roma.
Everton.
What? Say that again, please.
Strasbourg, Everton, Lens, Leeds United, Roma.
Everton, Roma, Olivier Decor.
Correct.
My favourite ever player. Get it.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
I've got another 3 of those. I think it might get. They're all the same
Right,
question. I think
get
people might
it.
get bored if I do them all.
That was class. That yeah, I actually enjoyed that. That was
No,
right,
I was thinking more current player, but yeah, I'll leave it to Carl. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 4. that
Roma
aren't
and Everton give that away.
on
Yeah,
one, on one that's nigh on impossible. To be fair. So, what's the next question? I'm not going to do any more of those. I don't think.
I enjoyed that.
They get too
Good
hard.
with that.
Let me do. I'll do one more. I'll do one more, but it's not part of the
One
quiz necessarily. Okay.
Go on.
San Jose, Palmeiras, AC Milan, Leeds United, Siena.
I'm gonna go with that. Raul Bravo.
Real Madrid.
Say it again. Say it again.
What it?
San Jose, Palmeiras,
Oh, what it?
AC Milan, Leeds United, Siena. AC Milan, Leeds United's the one. That's the one. Who's gone AC Milan, Leeds United?
Of course it is. I've just seen it on chat. It's popped up. Rocky Jr.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
of
Of course it is.
Wow, God.
He did not look like a World Cup winner when he was at our place, lads.
Do you want the impossible one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So does Rysel. He wants it too.
Lokeren, Club Bruges, Leeds United, Ostender. I don't know how you pronounce that last one.
That's not impossible. That's Lawrence de Bock. Left back.
My God, he's got it.
Come on, Matty,
go on,
lad.
De Bock.
There's no one even in there in chat either. Come on. Lawrence de Bock.
How did you get Lawrence de Bock from that?
Fucking from Bruges, mate. It was shite.
Yeah,
Lawrence
yeah,
de
The most
Bock.
random player I could think of.
Yeah, Lawrence de Bock. The worst, honestly, the worst
Fair
player.
enough.
Come on, Rysel, 1919.
Okay, I've got
know
one
that.
more of them as well. I'm going to do the last one as well because this seems fun.
You're enjoying these, aren't
Okay.
you? Do a whole show of these, Adam.
These are good, these.
I think so. Oldham Athletic loaned to Macclesfield, Leeds United, so he came from Oldham, Fulham.
Again, please.
Oldham Athletic loaned to Macclesfield, Leeds United, Fulham. So Oldham.
Matt Smith. Come on, 6'8", absolute barnstormer.
Whoa.
Come on,
This is good.
Matty Smith. Come on,
It's fair play
come
there.
on.
That's
Yeah,
good.
man. Buzzing. Oh, I'm loving them too.
Well done, mate.
Loving them
That's
too.
good.
I was
Richard
struggling at first
Johnson.
part. Have we won quiz? Is that it? Have we won it?
No, that 3 of them weren't
Oh.
even part of the quiz. It's just filler.
Oh, what number
Right,
are we on
question
now?
8.
This ladder's massive. I'm fucking
7, innit?
knackered. I'm knackered.
Me too. How do I feel? In the 2020-2021 Premier League season, Leeds finished 9th in the Premier League. Patrick Bamford was top scorer with 17 goals. He was also equal for assists for Leeds United top. How many assists did he get?
Oh,
10.
come on. Nah. Hold on. Don't just jump in like that.
All right.
On fire.
I've got that in my head then.
10 assists, right? I'm going to go. I thought you were going to ask who we got it joint with.
No, it's how many assists he's got.
You can say go join it with if you want. I know that as well.
I would assume it'd be Pablo.
It was Rafinha. Premier League.
Rafinha, yeah.
No
Arsenal
way.
against me that year, Rafinha. I reckon assist-wise, 6, 5, 6. I'd say 6, me. I think I'd say 6. Did we get last question right? We did, didn't we?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on,
The
then.
odd question 8.
I reckon
6
6.
then. 6 then.
9.
9. You got
Oh,
9
it's
assists.
10.
That's why I was so close with Sean. 9
Cheers,
assists.
Johnny, man. Thanks, Johnny. Really
By the way,
appreciate that.
17 goals and 9 assists. What go? That's class, isn't it?
That's why you got an England cap.
Not
Yeah.
with Patrick Bamford as well.
9 assists.
Not for them ones I didn't.
Oh, this is okay. As of November 25, Liam Cooper holds the record for the most appearances for Leeds United in the Championship in the 21st century. Who was second?
Say that again.
As of today, Liam Cooper holds the record for the most appearances in the Championship for Leeds United in the 21st century. Who is second?
So who's played
In the
in
championship.
the championship more than Cooper potentially? Cooper
So Cooper's number 1.
in the championship.
For Leeds
Anyone
United.
Anyone who were half decent, we sold. So I'm thinking of people like you've got Ayling, Dallas. I think Dallas played more than Ayling. Or did Dallas? No, maybe not with his injury.
Bamford as well, but how many games has he played?
Yeah, I don't think Bamford though. I don't think Bamford.
Cooper.
Dallas played a lot against us, but then he got a big injury, didn't he?
Do you want multiple choice?
Yeah.
Well,
It's a harsh. Ailing Dallas Phillips. It's hard. It's a harsh.
Well, it's not Phillips for me. I don't think it's Phillips.
It's got to be.
I think Dallas, mate. I think
Dallas.
Dallas played more. Yeah, I think Dallas.
Dallas is correct.
Come on.
Question number 10.
See what people are saying.
In Leeds United 1991-92 title winning season under Hal Wilson. How many clean sheets did they keep in the league?
Chuffing, no. Is this number 10?
Yeah, it's 10. Yeah,
yeah. This is not.
I'm not going to give you the multiple choice, but I'll give you it within 2.
Within 2. So how many goals did we concede?
How many clean sheets?
How many clean sheets?
Oh, sorry, how many clean sheets? Yeah.
Were we phenomenal at the back in this campaign? We must have been. Well, then again, we were good under Bielsa and we conceded goals, didn't we?
We were phenomenal at home.
I'll say.
How old were you, Sean?
92.
Yeah, 91, 92. Cup title.
92. I was
34.
14.
14.
34.
Oh, wow.
14. I'll say 10.
No, Sean.
So it's got to be 8 or... Hold on. Don't just jump in there because now we know that's not right. Right, so think about this. So...
do you know what? Can I just say, I'm more worried about that I've got it wrong than anything else.
I think clean sheets we kept 14.
Is that your final answer?
I think, yeah. I think 10's a bit too low.
A bit of context. So, at home, we conceded 8 goals in total, and 3 of those were in one game. It's not really context. That's just another fact. We conceded a total. Well, sorry, we kept a total of 20 clean sheets.
No way.
20 clean sheets.
Wow.
I didn't even know that.
Before we get on to saying how good that quiz was, we have been defeated by the Chuffing Ladder.
Oh.
2 weeks in a chuffing row. Even Mr. Sean Carney, Wilco Whites himself, could have to change your name now, aren't you, mate? Can't be called Wilco Whites no more.
Yeah.
Oh.
20? I was only 13, 14, lads.
What formation? An 18-2-2? Like, okay, how do you keep that many clean sheets?
Hey, that's how good we were, though, wasn't it? Come on. That's how
20
good we
clean sheets. That is outrageous, Sean. That is outrageous. Oh, my word. My word.
And they only played with one defender.
Wikipedia has 22. Either way, we were still way off.
I counted it. Sorry, mate. I counted on about 15 different websites because I was looking at everything. Because I did not want to get one because of Sean.
The pressure of getting it right when everyone in chat just says this. But yeah, like I say there though, lads, Rysel, great show, lads. Best I've seen on YouTube in a long time. Thanks, Rysel, for your support, man. That's class. We've got to speak about the hardships and the shit we're going through, which we'll touch on again moving forward towards the end of the show because we've got to speak about the situation. But we like to bring you a bit of a show on a Friday night here on Late Night Leeds. So if you haven't seen it before, smash a like, please subscribe and all that. And we do this every Friday. So yeah, that quiz, we've won a couple, we've lost a couple. But yeah, I think it's a good mix of questions in there. AG, I think you did a great job with that in the absence of Bossnass. I think you'd be proud of you. Mate.
I might prefer asking the questions, to be fair, than answering them.
I thought you did. I was going to ask you at end.
That's a bit of pressure, that, isn't it, lads? That's quite, things you think you should know as well.
Yes.
Wow.
Mate, you're doing a Leeds United show and you don't know half the answers. Like that's what I'm like every week. I don't know about I knew about 2 out of 10 every single week.
Have you got any more of those players moving clubs? Can you get a couple more at show? We'll end it on them. You can do a few more of them. Or can't you do it? Can't you do it?
I can't. Well,
Can you get us 2 more for end at show, please? Please, AG. It is my channel. Please. Don't make me tell you to do it. Do you know what I mean? Don't make me have to do that. You don't have to do it right now, but just can you do it? Can you do it subtly?
I can do it subtly. Yeah. No one will even know I'm doing it.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
They'll think I'm paying full of fucking tension.
Well, just like a 20 clean sheets. Wow, conceding 3, 4, 5, and 6. Fast becoming the norm under Farke and Bielsa. Yeah. It's good, to be fair. It's really fun. Yeah, we really enjoy doing that. Really enjoy it. Right, moving on to something else Also, might be nice. Also, light-hearted and fun, something I really enjoy on this channel. It's time for Mr. Whitesnake Writes. So anyone who knows Steve, Mr. Whitesnake, a fellow Leeds fan, lives over in New Zealand, lovely guy, loves his poetry. I get him every week. I'd ask him every week if he don't mind doing as a poem, sum up the week of Leeds United, or to be fair, anything his creative juices want to sort of put together. And he's brought up it with Remembrance Day this week, and he's gone into a little bit down that route. So here's Mr. Whitesnake Writes.
Mr. Whitesnake Writes, poetry from New Zealand.
G'day, how you going? Well, it was Remembrance Day this week, and we don't have, it's not a big deal over here much, but we do have a day called Anzac Day, and it's a special day where we remember all those that went to war, and those that know about Anzacs, it stands for Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, and this is an ode to them, because in this day and age I think a lot of what we've been through and what people have fought and died for is forgotten. So this is a tribute to them. There's something truly special still about the Anzac Way, a strength the world can't comprehend that lives in us today. Enduring hearts that won't accept defeat upon the field, comradeship that binds all men, no fear will make them yield. Reckless valour for what is right, the courage it inspires, resourceful minds and willing hands that never seem to tire. The Anzac spirit rose from war, yet shines through peace as well. In helping those who need a hand, it quite a story tells. Each year we pause and honour them who gave their lives so free. On April 25th we stand in solemn memory. My fear today is that may fade, the pride we hold so dear. The future hearts might lose the flame our heroes kindled here. So while I'll live, I'll keep that light forever in my mind, and pass the Anzac spirit on, enduring through all my time. Nice little tribute, eh? Kind of reminds you of the Leeds people.
Mr. Whitesnake Writes, poetry from New Zealand.
Oh, class.
Love him. Oh. And Johnny's right. Mr. Whitesnake is a class act and a fact to follow. We haven't got much to follow it really, other than just a bit of a chinwag, lest we forget. Yeah, great guy. You're a big fan as well, aren't you, Sean?
Yeah.
Lovely guy.
Yeah, love him to bits.
I'm glad he's gone down the route of something a bit different than Leeds, because I know the sort of lack of positivity he's struggling with. He's Mr. Whitesnake, because he's struggling. We have a voice note back and forth, but he always sees the lighter side of life, which is brilliant. He's a great person to be friends with. So yeah, great loving the chat as always from Mr. Whitesnake. So thanks for that, buddy. Look forward to next week's. Bossnass has just messaged, thanks for the well wishes, people. So thanks for everyone who's wished little Freddie well. Watching the live behind 15 minutes. Have we got a shout out for Amir? We haven't yet, mate. I've been hoping you pop in. I've been saving it for when you come in. So just a quick one. Amir works at the hospital. He works at the LGI in Leeds, but he's been transferred to the one in Scarborough for lack of staffing, and actually has come to help Bossnass' son tonight. Recognised him from Late Night Leeds. Said how much he loves AG. He's a fanboy for AG. Good old Amir. He loves him. Look at him. He's just standard in it. I mean, look at your face. Beautiful man. Beautiful man. Anyway, we're not doing predictions for next week because we'll speak about that next Friday. But he did ask for a shout out. So cheers, Amir. Keep up the good work, mate. And he did say Goodmanson will score from a direct free kick. Sounds a bit wild. In top bins, in stoppage time, injury time, whatever you want to call it, and we'll win 1-0. Amir, if that happens, mate, I'll break a leg just to come and get my next prediction off you, pal. So absolutely love it. But there's a shout out for Amir. Thank you very much. And yeah, Bossnass, there you go, buddy. There you go. Huge respect to Mr. Whitesnake too. Amir, well done. Right then, boys. That's all the little bits and bobs. There's no Theo's thoughts today. He fell asleep in the car on the way on from Luke Halen Academy, and he weren't feeling it. So there's no Theo's thoughts. Theo's thoughts is, not today. So back to the negatives. Sorry, everybody. I want to touch on, obviously, Farke and Farke out's a big thing. The 49ers, blah, blah, blah. I want to know how you feel. I've done a few videos this last week. Obviously, a few bits coming out about the points per game. He's been given 5 games, including the Forest. Obviously, we get nothing from there. Realistically, he needs 4 points from 4 games, lads, is the notion I'm sort of going along with. I think that's fair to say. That's probably what it looks like he needs. Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's buying a little bit of time for him to have a look around what's available, sort of knowing he's going to fail in this sort of run of fixtures? I mean, where's your head at with this, Sean? Is that what you sort of look at as well, thinking he probably isn't going to be able to get those points in those games, or do you think it's possible at the minute?
It's hard to look past the Jesse Mars situation, but if we do beat Villa, is it just going to paper over the cracks? You know, is it? Unless I see, it's got to be the performance. It's got to be. It's not about the result for me. I mean, we could scrape a 1-0 against Villa, but it's got to be about performance. I've got to see better from a lot of the players. I've got to see a bit more better in-game management from Daniel Farke, which I said this time and time again. So I'm not actually, convinced that's going to happen anyway. I don't know. I'm not in this notion of this point per game. I still think we're going to need slightly more. If that's what we're basing it off, come on. We need to then find some wins from somewhere, because we are going to still lose a lot of games this season playing how we're playing. I'm just worried we'll beat Villa. We'll miss his opportunities to get someone else in, and then it's going to come too late. I know it's still early in the season, lads, and I shouldn't be thinking like that just yet, but it's just how I'm feeling. It's like I've seen this all before, and as Leeds United, we don't make things easy for ourselves. You know, the easiest thing would be to let him go. Is it unfair to? A lot of fans say, yeah, he's still got credit in the bank. And then there's some of us fans that think that best at squad, best at team, best of the club. We need something different. So no, I don't know.
I think, lads, as well. I mean, Adam, when you consider, like I said earlier, losing to Burnley, losing to Forest, it kind of forces you to have to beat potentially a Liverpool or a Chelsea at some point. To sort of balance that out. When you lose into the side in and around you, at some point you've got to get point. I mean, don't want to bring them up, but Sunderland, the club we can't speak about, there are clubs that shouldn't be going to another club and getting the 3 points based on what we've been told, what we see week in, week out. You shouldn't be able to go there and do that when you're newly promoted side. Teams do. Why can't Leeds? Can Leeds at least get front of fixtures?
Can Leeds what? Sorry.
Can Leeds beat a side like we shouldn't be beating? Can we do it? Can we
beat a Liverpool, Chelsea, or Man City? Can you see it? It's just
no, I can't see it. Even at home, I think. What would Farke's defence be at the moment? If you sat down with if he's got to defend himself, which he must be doing, he must send down with director of football and MD, Maraf as chairman. They're saying, well, what's going on? What what can he point out and go? Well, points per game he can point at. But I don't think that holds up, because you've got to look at that in much more detail than that. Because we're going to have times we're tracking it okay at the moment, but there'll be runs of 3-4 games you don't win, and then you're miles behind it.
Right now,
and that's the problem. So that doesn't work. Do you want to say something?
Well, like now, like that run of games got coming now. I think, Adam, it only makes sense if we'd played all 19 teams and we were on 19 points.
Yeah.
I can go along with that, but at the minute it's lopsided because we've had a lot more easy games than hard games.
Well, but then what would Farke say? Farke would say all the easy games have been away from home. Most teams are losing games away from home. That's what he'd say. Yeah. And then of course you say to him, well, but you're set up to not win these games. You're set up to lose the games. Yeah. Because the players you put on the park and the way you put them in on the park isn't giving them the best chance of getting results from that game. And that's the underlying. So then you talk about 4 points per game or so many points for next so few games. And it makes no sense. I don't care, because as Sean said, if you beat Villa and it scrapes at the end and you get the result, yeah, great. I want Leeds United to win every game of football. Don't get me wrong, but then some people will say, "Well, I'd rather lose against Villa because overall, I think there's a better chance of winning if we have a different manager in charge." So if Villa gets rid of him, of course, losing against Villa probably doesn't mean Farke goes again. If we lose by 2 or 3 goals, I think it might do. But I think the board's just looking at it all wrong. If that's really, honestly, how they're looking at it and how they're willing to brief the media, whoever they've briefed or however this has been released, on how they're thinking, I think that's really stupid and that's really poor management. But that's what we keep seeing. Of course, that's the issue.
It is. If we get 4 points out of these next 4 games, then Farke's here till Christmas. He's here till New Year. That's how I see it. And then it'll be the same thing. You know, we'll bad run of results, and then we're scrambling around to get a manager because they'll have no choice but to sack him. That's my worry. That's what's going to happen when we've seen it all before, and then we'll end up with Sam Allardyce trying to come in last 5 games at season or whatever it is to try and salvage us, you know, to stay as in
that's it, isn't
that's
it?
how it all feels like we've been here before, Adam. And can we just do something slightly different? Can we be a bit more proactive?
I think there feels like there's a massive lack of ambition in general, though. I mean, there's an article came out that I did a video on yesterday.
I'm glad you said this.
Saying that it looks like Leeds, the owners, are happy with a 16th place finish this season, followed by 2 more seasons at 15th. Where's the ambition there, lads?
Just quickly, the context around that, is that from a briefing to the shareholders, to the investors, right?
Yeah,
is that correct?
Looks like it. Yeah.
So it's probably just managing them, I think, and their expectations. I don't think it goes, for me, it doesn't go any deeper than that. It's just been released elsewhere for us, because it wasn't a message to supporters, was it? It was a message to the shareholders, you know, basketball players, Hollywood actors that don't understand football. And you go, oh, let's manage their expectations. Just say, we'll be around here every season, guys, not to worry. You know, it doesn't mean anything.
What model do you think we're basing ourselves around? Now,
exactly.
I mean, we've spoke. Probably, are we going to do it the Brighton way? If that's the case, then we're doing exactly the right thing. Brighton first 3 seasons in the Premier League when they got back up, 15th, 17th, and 15th they finished. Did Brighton? Yeah. So they came up. They just wanted to establish themselves as a Premier League team. Look at them now. Or are we now, because Sunderland's doing so well, are we all suddenly thinking, well, no, that's what we want to be basing ourselves around? Sunderland's a bit of an anomaly, you know. Not a lot of, very few teams over these past few years. Well, none of the teams that's come up in the past 3 seasons are doing what Sunderland are doing. So we can't base ourselves with Sunderland. We need to be basing ourselves around clubs like Brighton and how they're doing it. You know, buying in good players from the continent, selling them for profit. If that's the sort of the basis we're trying to do, I'm happy with that. As long as we stay in this Premier League. So I'm happy with the 15th. I'm not saying 17th. 17th is a bit too close to call, but I'm happy sitting around that sort of mid-table area for the next 3 seasons, if need be, as long as we are in this Premier League. That's all that matters for me.
I mean, you're right, mate. I don't mind us finishing there for a few years, but obviously, like what you said there, Adam, I didn't look at it from in that sort of context. But the thought of when I sort of read that, and your mind starts playing sort of tricks, and you look at it and go, are they just gonna bring players in at that sort of level? Are we not gonna try and be better than that? Are we just gonna try and scrape that baseline? Because if you're just trying to scrape that baseline and you miss it, you're down, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? There ain't much buffer there. You want to be aiming higher than that. And they may aim for, I mean, it probably isn't it. Let's stay up for 3 years, whether that's 15th, 16th, or 17th. You know, it probably is just stay up for 3 years, because we know in the 3rd year last time we got relegated and we had to start it all again. So I understand staying up for the 3 years puts in a better position than we were last time. But if that is the notion, we're happy with 15th. In 2.5, 3 years' time, I'd like to think we had a better caliber of player, better caliber of manager that would mean we wouldn't be 15th, lads, because it's too close to relegation.
You just said that right there. The caliber of player we've got now is because of the manager we've got now. That's what I'm feeling.
Ooh, harsh.
Yeah, of course it is. Well, look at the players he's brought in, and I'm not having this. They're not his players, because he has had say in a lot of these transfers. Bornau is definitely a Daniel Farke signing, who's biggest waste of money this season for us. Yeah.
Sure. He might be missing 1 or 2, but everyone he's brought in, he wanted.
Yeah. But it's not the caliber of player that we wanted and that we were looking at. You know, we can talk about Pajal, which we have done for time. He didn't want to come play for Leeds United. He didn't want to come play for Daniel Farke. Maybe a higher, maybe a better manager, or with a bit better reputation might have been able to talk a Pajal round to say, no, look, come play for me. And Sunderland's done it. You know, we said this about Sunderland and their manager. He's got a higher caliber of standing than Daniel Farke in Europe. So obviously the way they've signed the players they have done, I'm not saying it's just down to the manager, but Yeah, I just think we won't get better players in until we change manager and we bring someone in.
Adam?
I think to be honest, I don't know about that. I think also there's an issue with the director of football having no experience, very few contacts, very few poor agents. It all comes together to make a bit. The MD's new to the job this year. He's not a football guy either. There's a lot wrong with the setup there. The poor Daniel Farke was one thing. The whole thing of that board, going back to that board thing, though, as I say, I just think that's for investors. It's not for us. It's not message to the supporters. Us debating as if it is a message to us isn't the real. It's just managing expectations for me. So I'm not worried about that in the slightest. And as Sean said, really the message there is just try and sustain yourself in the Premier League and move on from there. And probably if you look through the whole pack, it probably ties in with the stadium development as well and more money coming in, if I had to guess. Yeah. So there's probably some concept behind it. But yeah, the other thing about Farke worry for me at the moment is January. I think there's going to be availability of players in January and people that want to play football that get in Premier League to get in the World Cup squads. But you look at Farke and go, well, he doesn't really utilise his squad. And how long will it take for me to get Farke fit or will my face fit and all those sorts of elements? And we could miss out on some really good players because Farke's lack of flexibility in that as well. So that's another concern for me.
So can you imagine
if players will say, "Oh, I really like playing," Farke go, "No, you can't." Or I think the messenger could be wrong because he's too stern on that. I think you can have a little bit of give on it.
They've got to. Yes. It's about 4 weeks for him to get used to the system. Or he thinks that's he'll bring him on at the last 10 minutes. Bring him in gradually. Yeah. Where other teams, other managers, they'll just throw him straight in. And again, that's the frustrating side of a Daniel Farke.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we wouldn't have seen Tanaka as quickly as we had done.
Yeah.
Apart from the injuries.
I just think adaptability, 100%, absolutely. If Gruev and Ampadu at the time, it wasn't it? Very, very defensive, very defensive. Gruev was picked over to Snaka for a long, long time. And if they didn't get injured, Snaka wouldn't have got looking for a long time. Absolutely right. And then Solomon found form. Ramazani was best player in the league for a little while there, I think, early season. Few games, he was class. In Championship, he was brilliant. Didn't get a look in again. And then he gets 10 minutes at the end and everyone knocks him. But you're not match sharp. It's now impossible to match sharp when you're not playing games of football. Nonto will come back 10 minutes here, not getting picks. He needs to play football. Get him playing football. Why can't Nonto go and play for the under 21s then? If he's not match sharp, go and give him 45 minutes for the under 21s.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, Nonto.
Why not?
I don't understand it.
Why not have him in the? Why not having this? What was the reason he wanted in the squad against Forest? Have I missed something there?
I think he just said he gave him another week, but 2 weeks.
Again, is he being too cautious? Is he being too cautious against?
Potentially.
You can't tell me he couldn't have played 20 minutes, 15 minutes, get a bit of game time back in his legs.
But the talk is that he's got his start. Aronson and Okafor are starting wingers, and then he prefers Harrison and James on the bench over. He's not going to have 3 wingers on the bench, so he's going to have Harrison and James ahead of Nonto.
Honestly, lads, right? The Villa game is going to be so telling on so many levels. His selection, like I say, Dan James is back fit now. Surely, even if Nonto's not playing, Dan James plays over Aronson. Yeah. If Nonto's not on the bench again, these questions can't be ignored. It's going to be very telling. The way the lads perform, obviously, the result is the most important thing. But there's quite a lot of small little stories circulating now, and like I say, even down to the players and the squad selection. So it's going to be a mad one to see how that goes. But talking about January, a little bit came out earlier. I watched Jer's stream, and there's been a bit of a notion come out now that Leeds are looking at bringing in a top striker in January. A big money signing. They're looking at splashing the cash to bring someone in. There's been a few names out there. Nothing that really gets me going, really. But the likelihood is we're looking at a striker. By all accounts, we know we need potentially a bit of flair up there, whether it's a winger and a 10. A striker, would that be top of your list, or would you, if you only had to pick one, lads, would it be a right winger stroke 10, or are you happy with the strikers?
It doesn't matter if you can't get the ball to him.
That's what I was thinking.
What's another striker going to do in this system?
That's what I was thinking.
What? He's not. We bring another striker in, and I think if it's the one out, is it due? 40 million, I've heard.
Yeah, the
Joan, I think, were one of them.
The lad from Brazil who's in the Red Bull Club, which makes sense because they own 10% of us. They could help us out a little bit and go, you can have a bit cheaper or have him for the rest of the season and we'll go from there, whatever. Why not? But yeah, he's only played in Brazil. he's very raw. He's not going to save a Premier League club for me. So it's just a bit. It's just a very random one.
Play him off DCL. Fantastic. I'd be up for
Yeah.
that. But as a lone striker, is it going to change anything?
I can't see it. I can't see
You
it.
need-
While we're playing the way we're playing, there's so little idea or structure to what we're doing. So I can't see it. I can't see it helping at all. It needs to be trans. But do you know what's interesting though? The home games. We've played some home games the way I want to play football. Quickly, vertically, get it forward, play team on, play it like a transition game. But of course, you're more open at the back. But we've played some home games like that, and then something spooked him along the way, and that happens to Farke every now and then.
Exactly right.
And changes completely. It's not for the better.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
No, you're right with that.
Someone spoke to him, and it's exactly the same when he were at Norwich.
Yeah.
Yep. He got spooked by results, and he reverted to, I think, of just kicking it long. Eventually, he ran out of that many ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think if we are going to spend big in January, that we probably are going to have to offload a few. I know there's a few
we
who
need
can
to sell. Yeah, we need to sell.
There's a few who can leave, I think, or speak to clubs whose contracts run out. Your Sam Byrams, your Kens, your Darlows. There's a few like that, but I think we probably someone like Pirro, if he isn't in Farke's thoughts. But then again, under another manager, if we have another manager, we don't actually know if Farke's still going to be in January, do we?
We talk about credit in bank. Come on, Pirro's not getting a sniff. He got some credit in bank for last season.
Yeah.
And when he does come on, he's dropping him in 10, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah,
he hasn't had a fair crack of the whip at all this season, but he just doesn't fit as a lone striker either, does he? So I understand Metro or DCL, but it would be nice to play a system that gives you the opportunity to put your best finisher in the side, potentially.
Pirro played, he were best at Swansea when they played in a 3.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why we bought him. So why can't we fit him in there somewhere as a 3, as the third somewhere?
I mean, what's Pirro thinking? Sitting on that bench, game after game, not coming on. I think there were 3 games in a row, but he got no minutes. What's he thinking? He don't want to be at a club like that, surely. Surely he don't want to be here. There's got to be a little bit of unrest there as well, potentially in dressing room, I think, on certain players, because if you're not getting minutes, you're not going to want to play football. And we've seen it before. Ramazani not getting minutes. He's not there now. It's Pirro, the next one on the list. He's not.
You've got Gruev. Gruev as well. Who I like Gruev. I don't think he does anything wrong when he's played. And then you're looking and watching Ampadu do what he's doing, Longstaff doing what he's doing, and Gruev must be sat there thinking, Tanaka must be sat there thinking, what's it going to take for me to get into this team?
I agree.
So.
Go on, Adam.
Oh, sorry, I'm just googling. Do you know what I'm googling? I'm trying to work out if you so the players' value in terms of PSR. I think it's the end of June, or maybe start of June, whatever it is. And it's amortized over the length of their contract. I'm trying to work out if you sign a player in January, so it's 4 years from January, do you only get half the first year of amortization? So if you sign a player 40 million over 4 years, 10 million a year, do you only get 5 million in the first year because it's only 6 months? Did you follow that?
No.
Basically, they cost less. They cost less on the first year's accounts because they're signed halfway through that year.
I'd think so, yeah.
So maybe, but I'm trying to work out. So if you, I should have done this before the show, really. So basically, you're just trying to bring forward some that you spend from next summer into January. So and it counts as next year's anyway. But yeah, so maybe there is money. It's funny, this whole PSR limit bollocks anyway, because every place in the Premier League is worth £3 million. So if some of them finish 10 places above where they expect 17th, where they would have budgeted for, they've got an extra £30 million in their pockets from this year. So suddenly, that's like two £30 million over 4-year contracts. It's a massive difference. So the PSR limit is fine. Go on a cup run, get a few more home games from every cup run. You can make an extra £5, £6, £7 million there. So PSR's fine, but you got. Ultimately, limit or no limit, you've got to stay in the Premier League. You've got to. So January is the next opportunity. And they didn't do anything last January because they wanted to, Cameron Archon cost 20 million in summer. They didn't do anything last January because they thought they'd probably go up. They got the faith this January to not. And if they get a new manager, they have to do something because new manager wants it. And if they haven't got a new manager, they're going to have to do something anyway because Farke's going to want it. So they've got to do at least, I think they've got to do at least 2 decent transfers in January for me. At least.
Yeah, I agree, mate. 100%.
Definitely.
It's massive, mate. It's massive. It's January. I feel like regardless of where we, whether Farke's here or not, I think even if we're doing okay and we have an upturn in performance and results, I think January is massive.
I don't think anyone near 15 million for. Sorry, mate. I don't think we're going to get anyone near 15 million for Pro. I don't think. I don't. But
It's hard, isn't it? Because if you sat on bench for the last 6 months, you know.
But that's the point. Is you might have done in the summer, but you won't.
It's devaluating, isn't it?
We don't need 15th to get profit.
No, absolutely not.
But it'd be nice to get, Premier League money, but
because even if you strike even on it, his money that was being amortized isn't amortized anymore. So you save a few million anyway, and then profit is profit, obviously. But I think there's options with Pro to go to the top end champions. Say if you get promoted, give us 15, 18 million, and I think some clubs might look at that. And then you go, his wage off the books for the rest of the year. And if they go up, then you've really got some money coming in. So there'll be a few opportunities like I think. Nonto will probably go, I guess, if Farke's still here. I can't see a reason why he wouldn't. I can't see. He's nowhere near the squad, is he? And if he can get again 18, 20 million for him, which I'm not sure we can, then
no. Willie Nonto were my shining light this season, and he's just. I know injury and that, and I just thought. We said that it suits him better just Premier League, and
I think he's going to be like a new signing, mate. I think he's going to be like a new signing. He'll do well.
If Farke plays him, Adam's just said there.
I think he will.
For me, it looks like he might be down in pecking order behind Jack Harrison and Dan James. So I don't know.
No. I don't think he's lost the dressing room yet. I don't think he's lost. The ground yet either. I think that happens after Villa if we lose. I think he's lost a lot of the fan base or online fan base for sure. Whether he's lost the home ground, we'll see. But I don't think he's lost the players just yet. No, in the dressing room, I think there'll be a few that won't be happy we're not playing. That'll be clear and obvious. That'll happen everywhere. But yeah, I don't think he's quite lost him yet. I think there's definitely
it's 50-50, Matty.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
50-50,
Honestly, if I'm honest, I do think there'll be players going out on that field, like away at Brighton as well, going out thinking. Opening 5 minutes, I knew this won't work. Why are we playing this way? Do you know? I can imagine professional football. I'm putting on edge of it. Why are we playing like this? What are we doing?
Yeah.
That'll be happening. So they'll be questioning, I think, some of the things Farke's telling them to do. But I don't think they've lost the dressing room as of yet, because I think as a player in this side, they'll probably look at being 16 thinking, we're doing okay. They'll feel what we're feeling. They'll see it. They'll feel it. Themselves.
Arsenal
it's not going well, but Arsenal were. But then we picked it back up again after Arsenal, didn't we? We picked it back up again and did well.
No, but. That's how he set us up. So I can come up with a better game plan than that. Now, whether I can implement it, whether I can get on a training field and make the players do it, probably not. But it's nothing altogether. But I can come up with a better game plan, and there was no game plan. As soon as I saw the team, I'll stand in the pub. As soon as I saw the team, surrounded by Arsenal fans, as soon as I saw the team, I said, "We're losing 4-0 here. This is embarrassing." Then when you're going to try and play that back, I went, "Yeah." They laughed. They all laughed. The whole pub laughed at me. It's some of it's been embarrassing, and I don't know. I don't know what the ideas or concepts are. I just want to do. I just want all of us just want Leeds United to win games. By the way, that's all we want, and that's all of us want. So
just want to be competitive as well, mate. Competitive in games. We have been. That gives us the best chance, but it feels like we need every player to be at 100% for us to be able to do that.
Thing is, lads, when you strip the emotion away as well and look at it, so like obviously, I were at Wolves, I were at Everton, I were at West Ham. I've been to a lot of games this season. I've been to the 3 wins. You come out and you saw, oh my God, what a win! Unbelievable, won it Premier League. When you strip back the emotion and look at the teams we've beaten, we hammered Wolves 3-1 away. Did we hammer them really? I don't know. You look at it though, in that moment, you're so happy that you got 3 points. But Wolves away is the only away win, the only game I think we've scored in away from home, bar Forest, up till Forest game. That's poor. West Ham, they've turned a corner now, but at the time we played them, they were poor. Everton, opening game of season, anything can sort of go in there. We played as best 45 in there. But you look at it and strip it back, and we have only beat poor sides, for me.
Yeah.
And that's got to change, especially when you're losing to other poor sides. Forest, Burnley, means somewhere along the line you've got to beat somebody you're not expecting to beat. And this is why I would move away from Farke, because I don't believe he's got the tactical nous to do a Pep on a one-off game, to do an Arteta on a one-off game, to do a Unai Emery on a one-off game. And I know anything can happen in football, but I don't think Farke can do that on any given day.
I think
we need him to.
Away from home under Farke, we won't win another game this season. I'm really not far off that. That's quite a massive statement. And so then you need another 6 wins at home to get to 9 wins. 6 wins at home, and then you're gonna have to beat some decent sides. You're gonna have to. So if you lose against Villa, that's another one gone. You got City coming, Arsenal coming, Liverpool, Chelsea. They're all coming. There's a lot of difficult games coming. So you've got to beat Sunderland, you've got to beat Burnley, you've got to beat Brentford at home. You've probably got to beat Brentford away. You can't do that. So it all
Crystal
becomes,
Palace, got Palace coming up.
and then you
after
go,
them games.
yeah, so you go.
It's mad, isn't it? You write off every London away game, can't
Yeah.
win them. Now you write off every away game, can't win them. So it literally comes down to, well, you can't afford to lose to sixth place Villa because it's at home.
Yeah.
Literally we've got 3 of the next 4 are at home. But look at the fixtures; it's treacherous, it's horrendous. But we've got to get something, because if we don't win as home games, we're knackered.
Yeah. What did Villa
regardless of who we're playing?
What did Villa win? 3 or 4-0 against
4-0 against Bournemouth. 4-0.
Yeah.
4-0 against that team, Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth have slipped to 9th now. Paul Buggers.
And mark my word, if we do the same thing, Emery's going to go there. He's going to rub his hands together. He could tell that he'll tell his team exactly how to beat us, and they'll just do it if we play the same way.
DCL and Pinot together. I would like that, Ryan. I keep on starting your chats, yeah, because I come back to him in start chats and you bang it on again, so I feel bad because you've wrote it twice, like thinking I've ignored you.
I agree with that. I'd love Pinot up closer, or even Willie Nonto, playing off DCL. I'd love to see that as well.
Okafor,
well, I've said this, Anna.
Central. Not that he wants to play there, but tough. Johnny the Frog, I'm going to take this one. Feed my ego that's a bit bruised because he's two handsome buggers either side of me. I like it when Mike puts his foot down and tells it like it is. Respect. There you go.
Respect.
I put my foot down here because I can't put my foot down in my house. I'll hassle chin me. So yeah, I put my foot down in here. I hope you've sorted those things out for end of show, Adam.
I have not.
We'll get it done, or you won't be on here next week.
What?
I'll still ask you to do graphics and send me them via email. Right. Anyway, let's move on. To the last section of the show, which is Start Chat. Bill said, you would think the new players would improve. Playing together, these guys are not improving, quite the opposite. Yeah, I just brought that up then. That wasn't a Start Chat, Bill, but I clicked in before I went to Start Chats because I love you. Right then, Bill, you are right, yes. Christopher Spofford Chapel, as always, $4.99. Super chat. Thanks so much, buddy. Keep up the hard work. Need your fun tonight. I'm hoping it's been a fun hour and 21 minutes. I really appreciate that, as always. Chris, thanks a lot, buddy. Bill as well, gifted one Imagine Not Being Leeds member. So thanks so much again for that, Bill. You do that regular on Late Night Leeds. Hope somebody enjoys having it. Right. Rysel 1919. I've got to give this guy a shout out as well. I don't watch many content creators now, or guys that do YouTube or whatever you want to call it. I ain't got time. And I do feel the higher you go up, the more credibility there are, longer people have done it. I just prefer to go with the people who are fairly new at doing it and a bit more excited while they're doing it and not yawning their head off and being bored. So I quite enjoy seeing other content creators who are giving it a crack with less subscribers. And Rysel, congratulations. He hit 1,000 subscribers today, so I'm buzzing for him. He's a lovely guy from Ireland. Check him out, Sean. You haven't got a clue who he is, have you? Check him out. Really good stuff.
We'll do wrestle. Yep, definitely.
Put him out yesterday, so yeah, I wanted to give him a shout out. He's been in comments loads lately. I watched his video today. Great guy. Yeah, so thanks for your comment on your video earlier too, bud. 5 away losses in 6 away games is nowhere near it. Manager will be gone. Rose will be in soon to save us. I thought I'd bring that up because Marco Rose is my preferred choice currently. I've seen a bit of a split. Jesse Marsh's name gets mentioned a lot with this guy, and it pisses me off. Because this is not Jesse Marsh. This is a guy that's been at Dortmund. This is a guy that had a decent record at Gladbach. He's won trophies in Germany, Super Cup trophies. He's just because there's a slight, similarity in a certain aspect of tactics because he likes to play centrally. All of a sudden, that becomes a massive negative, and it's Jesse Marsh getting mentioned, and that's not the case. That's not the case at all. He'd be my preferred choice right now without digging too far into it, lads. Any comment on Rose?
I actually don't think he's right for us at the moment because of his penchant for French for high turnover, high pressing. I don't want to really see it. I know Bossnass is a massive fan that wants to see us high press as well. I want to just see us sit in a mid block and engage when people come into our half. I want to see us going direct and hitting people on the break. I don't want his high press and running around and being spread out. I think that'll kill us. So he wouldn't be my favourite in terms of the way he plays football at the moment for us. I think he's a brilliant manager, brilliant what he does. Nothing like Marsh in terms of his levels at all. But yeah, not for me at the moment.
I don't know a lot about him, I'll be honest, but what I've heard of him and the clubs he's been at, it excites me. The fact he does try different formations depending on obviously the opponents. I wouldn't mind someone said the 4-2-2-2, whatever, like Jesse Marsh. Again, I think we've got the personnel to play that. For me, we can then play somebody off DCL. Then you can probably move Aronson central, who we know is good at pressing. And then we've got the Ampadu with probably Stack in that midfield. I still want a manager for me who would come in and play the three at the back, and I'll keep banging on about that until we actually get it, because I still think we've got the personnel best to suit a 3-5-2. But yeah, that Rose, I won't be against it, not at all.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I think it'd be just what we need to turn a corner. Top banana, 82 likes. Can we get that to a ton for the lads and the great show? Yeah, please smash a like. 83 likes currently. 107 people still watching. Really appreciate that. 11:30 on a Friday night. Let me see what else is here. West Yorkshire Gamer. I said that on yesterday's stream that we looked solid early in the season. How has it gone so wrong recently? Yeah, I mean, early in season, boys, we looked really, really good. Against Newcastle, 0-0 draw. The Bournemouth game, even though it were really, I cut it to walk out of stadium. We're conceding that 93rd minute equaliser, but really competitive. The word I'll use a lot about us early in season. Really competitive. You could see the identity of the team. You could see what Leeds were trying to do. Were hard to beat. You could literally want a philosophy. You could see it. Now all of a sudden it's not there no more, and it's a shame because being hard to beat in this division, it gives you one up. If you can stop the opposition team scoring, it gives you a massive chance of getting points. While you're conceding 2 or 3 goals a game, you've got no chance, have you, of picking up even a point. Which we need to turn the losses into draws, and we need to turn the few draws we've had into wins. And yeah, I'm not too sure we're going to do that at the minute, boys.
I mean, I don't understand it either. We looked very different. We looked like Farke had sort of turned a new leaf, and it wasn't all about possession. It was getting forward quicker, and it was using the physicality, and all those sorts of points. And it wasn't about just passing around the back and keeping the ball's sake. And he just reverted back to type, and it was more successful before. I don't know why he's reverted back to type. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's not. It's not good.
It's the players as well. The players have switched off as well for me. You're looking at the goals conceded, especially at Forest, and they're all just ball watching. We're all just ball watching. There's no one. It's like that for me. That's an Ampadu role. He needs to be, dictating where players are, looking behind over his shoulder. It's simple in terms of defensively for me. Picking up players. The second goal that went in Forest, we were marking nobody. Nobody. So the players have to take some of that blame. They need to be more switched on, and that's just gone. That's gone.
But that's what I don't understand either, because Rodon's usually quite good at that. Bijol was good at that in Italy. Ampadu was really good at that in Championship, watching, tracking runners and making sure where he needs to be. And you say none of them seems to be doing that well at the moment. And it's a different dynamic, of course. The players are quicker and stronger. It's tougher. And if you do give them an inch, they will take a mile. So you go, maybe it's just about player levels. Well, then, okay, so we need to cater for our player levels in our setup. And we need to be a bit more compact. We need to stop. I think earlier in the season, we weren't doing a high press. I think now we are doing a bit more of a high press. I think we are trying to win the ball a bit higher. And I think we just need to get away from that and just sit in that mid-block. Just sit. But then, of course, at Brighton, we started off just sitting in a mentally low block and never pressing the ball at all. It was completely opposite again. Yeah, well. It's so everything's so passive in what we're doing in every single form that I can't quite make sense of it.
It's the defense for me have too much of the ball. The too much of the ball. Give it to the midfield. Let the midfield and the forward, the attacking players have the ball. Let them keep it.
Yeah.
They do, and they get they're exposed too much. A lot for me is the midfield. I've always said a game's won and lost in the midfield, and it's not there. It's just not there.
There's a phase of build up.
We're too scared, man. Yeah. Too scared, man.
There's a phase of build up. So the centre back has the ball, Ampadu drops in, and either Longstaff or Stack drop into the fullback position. Our fullbacks go high and wide, and the whole build up seems to be about getting it to the fullback. And then they look up, and if Bogle's got it, he's got Aronson looking at him, doesn't do anything but look at him. He might go give it to Fee, and Longstaff's looking at him. So if he gives it to Longstaff, it goes back to Rodon. If he gives it to Aronson, it goes back to Rodon. Whereas James come on, and what you saw with James is he spun loads. He spun in behind, and then Bogus lifted over top. Didn't work every time, but it's just a different way of playing. So sometimes it's just about profiles and that player, and that's what. Last season, I said it a lot. I didn't understand why when James was on the pitch, it was completely different to Nont on the pitch. Why are they playing the role completely differently? Surely Farke say, this is my setup. You should do your role. I know they have different attributes, etc. Of course, but they played the role completely different, and that's what's happening again. So it can't. But you tactically shouldn't allow that if James is playing or Aronson playing, we play football a completely different way. I don't. And if Goodmanson looks up, Okafor comes towards him every time as well. So then, and they go, so it goes into Okafor, who then passes it back into midfield, it goes back to centre back. There's no way of getting the ball forward, and then everyone's looking this way towards defence and being pulled into that and pulled into this build up because it's never working. And then the poor strikers up there wrestling with like two guys at 6'5".
Yeah,
you go, and even if they disrupt that bit, there's nothing because then we kick it forward when we don't want to kick it forward.
Yeah. Bijol spread a beautiful ball over to Bogle against Forest. Within 2 passes, it's back to Rodon again.
Yep, absolutely.
When there's space to drive into, why are we not driving into them spaces?
Yeah, absolutely.
Using the wings, and I'm just thinking, that
is player choice. That's got to be.
It is, or it's and again, the manager saying, "Do not lose that ball." Do not lose.
Would it be nice, lads, to see stats come at the end of a game? Right, we win 1-0 and we've had 35% of possession. I'd love to be one of them teams. I'm sick of seeing us have 50%, sometimes 60% at ball, and still lose game.
It's false possession, though, mate.
Possession. But how many times have we done that under Farke? Even in Championship, when we lost
30% of that 60% possession is between the centre halves.
Yeah. And guess what?
Bollocks.
And guess what? All the opposition managers, coaches, players want us to have the possession. They want us to have 60% because they'll pick us off at will. They want us to do that because they go, great, we know what you're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to funnel you where we want you to go, and then we're going to take the ball when we want to.
That's why a lot of time
we'll take it.
A lot of time in Championship we see that, won't we, Adam? In Championship where we'd have the ball and you'd be sat there as a fan thinking, this is all right, this. But then 10 minutes later, 15, 20 minutes later, they'd have one attempt on goal and it'd go in. You'd be like, where's that come from? But it's come from that's their game plan. Let Leeds have the ball. We're not bothered. As a fan, you sat there thinking we're playing all right today. We're knocking it around. Just sat watching it as a casual fan. But then they have the one opportunity and put it away, and that's why it's their game plan. They're waiting. They're sat back. They're letting us have the ball.
They put us into traps.
Of course, they'll put us into traps. Yes. That's it. And then spring us into a trap, catches out, wait for the unforced error that usually comes, and then spring. And the amount of times last season, first shot goes in, down to keeper or whatever. But
we aren't dictating. Sorry, Matty. We aren't dictating where that ball goes. It's whoever's getting pressed. Then we'll go to that side. Yeah, it's so the opposition are dictating where we play that ball, and it's so plain to see.
Yeah. That's a good point as well by Steve. They're blaming each other as well during the game. Like, not even blaming each other, but I tell you what I've noticed. I know it's down to frustration, not winning games, but the lads are not just Longstaff, Sean, but many other players moaning at the referee. You see him on camera throwing their arms up in the air. I know Longstaff was the main one the other day, but there's more than him. I've seen Ampadu do it. I've seen Rodon do it. There's been a lot of players, and that happens when you're conceding goals. No one's happy not winning games of football, but it just seems like the players are stressed at the minute. Notes going our way. Every sort of 50-50s, going against us as well. But end of the day, you've got to, earn that little bit of luck as well. And we need to see more effort than what they've been showing for me. A quick one here. I left this early. Nigel, Sean, a question for you. Are you going to the Wilco celebration lunch/afternoon at Ellen Road?
No, I'm not actually. No.
Have you seen it though? Yeah,
I have seen it. Yeah. And it's about time, isn't it? It's absolutely about time you get some recognition. Really does.
You're not going to that, mate. But I looked at tickets, but a little bit too pricey this close to Christmas.
Yeah, exactly, pal.
Duncan Hamilton, Knutson is a great shout. Has been immense for Bodo Glimt. Would he come here now? Someone else mentioned earlier. There's only 20 Premier League jobs in the world. It's the best division in the world. Would a top coach like Knutson, who's that? Let's be fair. A club who's in Europe and doing well and done well for a fair few years, but it is a small club with a ceiling that can't do what Premier League. Can we attract someone like that, or is someone like Knutson? Is he the next slot who's destined for that job, or what do you think? Can we attract people like this, mate? In the predicament we're in
at the minute, I think yes, because we've got enough games left. The more we wait, the less games they have. They're going to look at it and go, no chance. We've got 10 games to turn this around. No chance. this is why we need to push the button as soon as possible and getting into someone else in if we're going to do it. And then, yeah, we probably could get, like you say, it's the Premier League pull, a Knutson or a Rose, somewhere like that.
Be mad to turn it down, wouldn't you, just because of where a club is currently? Be mad.
Yeah, currently now, with plenty of games left to play, sitting in 16th position, it's appealing. It's appealing for a lot of managers. But the more we wait, the longer we wait, it becomes less and less appealing.
Nobody wants a relegation on the CV, do they? And, you give him it when it's looking, that's the only way. You give him it now, you've got January to come. I mean, let's say no one's coming in now. We know that that's a week gone of this 2-week break. No one's coming in now. If someone comes after these next 4 games, it still looks a nice job, doesn't it? 15 games into the season, even if we are at relegation zone, which I think we'd all agree, come a month's time, we're in relegation zone, boys. Would you say? One word answer, AG?
Yeah.
Possibility.
And another one word answer by the end of Liverpool, definitely. Farke still here?
Yeah, he will be. I think they're looking for excuses to keep him.
I think he's sacked after City. I think he's gone after City.
I think a bit day after Liverpool.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Yeah, I don't think he gets more than. It's mad because I don't think he gets more than 3 points. I could see us beating Villa. I don't think we do. But it wouldn't surprise me if we beat Villa. But then I don't think we get out from other 3. But then that'd be enough to keep him in his job, though, like you've already said, wouldn't it? Beyond probably Liverpool.
We've got to beat
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's annoying, right? It feels now that like there's a big hate on Farke, and I don't think it's gone toxic yet in the ground. I'll see at Villa. It's definitely gone toxic online, but online's not always a true representation of the match going. It's just not. It's not. I know that for a fact. But with what Farke's done for us over the last 2 seasons, and I'm one of them who hates hearing that because it means note now. 100-point season don't give us anything this season. There's no edge. There's no bonus to this season. It means nothing. But it's sad to think he will only go when it's just so toxic. Because let's be fair, that's the only way this is going. You let him go now, we're in a decent position for someone else to kick on. We get beat by Villa. He has that home fan, maybe not fully turned, but he'll get booed. There'll be jeers from away fans getting sacked in the morning. We're at that stage now. We get thumped at City, which the writing's on the wall for that. Haaland, bring your plate up and get as many trips back and forth at Buffet as you want, lad. Come on, get as many as you want. And then you've got Chelsea at home and Liverpool at home. It don't get any easier for him. So for me, it's a shame that when he gets sacked, because I do think it's going to be a really toxic atmosphere and he's going to leave on really, really bad terms. And that's a shame. He could have moved on in summer. Thank you very much. Here's your payoff. Bring someone else in, which I wasn't an advocate of, but I can see why people said that. But I think now would have been the sensible time. And if I say a fair time, he probably wouldn't see it that way. But I feel like it's only going to go toxic, and that is a shame in my sort of way of thinking.
I think you're absolutely right, of course. No fans turn up to the Villa game expecting to get a hump and moan, and they expect them to go there and support and, up for the win and all that sort of stuff. But if it's 2-0 down 30 minutes in,
can you imagine?
Turn toxic so quickly. And then it will be a representation online because it's all the same human beings, but you go to ground, you're in person, it's different. It's all the same human beings still. I know online some are different people.
But you can't get a million people, can you, or whatever?
No, but I mean, we're all human beings. We all have the same emotion. We just want Leeds United to win games of football. And as I say, we just want them to give the best chance. And I think, if we lose against Villa, it's just stuffed, isn't it? It really is. Because I can see, if I was a board, I can see a mindset where you go, new manager now, Farke's probably got a better chance of beating Villa at home than the new manager, potentially. Because he's, we've been doing okay at home. Okay, that finally works. Then you go, okay, we don't win that one. Then you give them the next 3. So if a new manager comes in, you don't get a bounce over the next 3 because you lose them regardless. So you might as well give them to Farke and see how he goes because he can get the poison chalice. But at the same time, it does give them so you don't get a bounce. But if a new manager does come in over those 3, it gives him time to implement his game plan. But of course, then the players straight away might lose some focus in it because you're just losing games of football with this new manager. So it may be the wrong time for a new manager in that aspect. Give these 4 games to Farke and see how you go. But and I say ultimately, and that absolutely 99% of that starts with yes, Farke's maybe have more chance of beating Villa than the new manager.
Yeah, maybe. does this what Mr. Whitesnake said? Will that have an effect on PSR? Because technically, he'd be giving the rest of his wages spread out in one lump, so it would
Yeah,
affect
it
it.
would.
It
Yeah,
would affect it, wouldn't it? Because rather than it being going over the next couple of
yeah,
years,
and all his staff they're on money. So yeah, but not hugely. I
not
mean,
huge,
if
no.
it's a few
Wonder how,
million,
wonder how long he's got left in his contract, Daniel Farke.
Well, he hasn't renewed it, has he? So he came in. This
Wonder
is his
renew.
third season, so he's either signed a 3 or 4 year deal, hasn't
he
he? So
must
he's
have
either in his
4, I
last year.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll have. He's in his second at last year.
It won't be a big, massive payout, will it?
No. But I do agree what you say there, Adam, about the new manager bounce. You know, if you bring him in those three fixtures and we get tonked, you've sort of lost that. I do think after that, without looking at the fixtures, I'm pretty sure we've got Brentford and Palace to come. There's a couple of games in there just after this run where, don't get me wrong, Palace and Brentford right now seems tough games, but they're the two you look at, aren't you? And you think you want whatever the situation is, a new manager or Farke or whatever, or just a bit of form with what we've got. We need to be hitting it for those two fixtures. And you can't write these 4 off. You can't. We need to get something. But they're the two fixtures I look at and think, ideally, you'd have either a new manager or the team want to be in the pump again, whatever that looks like, by those games.
And that's where a new manager now feels like you might be writing those 4 games off, whereas actually, I say, Farke might have a better chance in the home game because he's been okay at home. So there might be an element of that, and them going, okay, well, let's just hold on. And that there is some sense in that. I think I can make sense of that, definitely.
Yeah.
No worries, Lee. No worries, my mate.
I think the only way he stays for me is if we beat Villa but have a really good performance. It's about the performance, and we somehow go out and we beat Man City, a Chelsea, or a Liverpool. In my head, I think right, okay, maybe there's something here. But I just can't see it. I can't see it. And if we again lose to Villa or even a draw maybe at home, is that going to be good enough? No.
It's mad. You don't ever want to get to a point where you need to win this sort of game or these sort of games. You know, you don't. And let's be fair. We beat Burnley, or we get a draw at Burnley, and we'd have beaten Forest, or we'd have got that 3 points against Bournemouth, or we'd have got a draw at Fulham. All these little ifs, buts, and maybes. If we'd have had 3, 4, 5 points more than what we've got now, this run wouldn't have looked half as bad. But now he's at a position where we have to get points in the game we don't think we can get points in to save his job, to potentially save our season, which sounds a bit excessive, but you get where I'm going from it. We need something. And these are the games you don't want to need something. These are the games you want to go into and just think, right, the whole, it's let's just have a crack and see what happens, a free hit and all that. That's all right the odd time. But when you've got a cluster of 4 games that are all free hits, apparently, in our predicament, they can't be. They can't be. And it's huge pressure only 11 games into the season.
Yeah.
When we talk about must wins all the time, don't we, Adam? Must wins. We're talking about he needs to get a must win out of a Liverpool, a Chelsea, a City. It's a madness.
I think for Farke, Villa is a must win. I think that definitely
for Farke, not Leeds, for
Farke. Yeah, I don't think it's for the team or club it is but I say because the result of that is you have to make a change, and the change can be a positive, of course, if you get it right, and that's the idea. So for Farke, if he doesn't beat Villa, there will be a change because it has to be. If 2-0 down Villa a half hour in, the fans will turn, and they might just get rid of. I don't really will, but they might have to do it very quickly then.
Yeah, they need someone lined up. No, they need to be looking now for me. They need to be. These 2 weeks, I think we'll be looking around.
You want to see a better performance, though, Adam, don't you? You want to see like we've got a bit about us. That's what I want to see as well.
This is a good indicator, Sean. If they are playing for manager, a huge indicator at home against Villa, backs against the walls. The lads aren't stupid. They'll definitely see what's going on. They'll know that let's be fair, if they love Farke, if they're all behind Farke, they're going to be hurt if he gets sacked. Obviously, if you don't want your boss to get sacked if you enjoy working under your boss. So if they don't come out and perform at Villa, it tells you everything you need to know. They should at least be fight, endeavour, willing to go to the 98th minute, whatever it is, and look like we did earlier in the season. If there's a lack of effort, then you can come out of Villa and go, he's lost the dressing room, because there has to be at least that. And if we walk away and we get beat by a couple of goals, and Buendia has picked out a worldie, scored a free, whatever, and we go, they can't have done much more there. There's just a golfing quality. We all know that's going to happen this season. We saw it at Arsenal. We've seen it a bit at Brighton, but at Brighton, the performance wasn't even half of what we've seen against, Newcastle's and Bournemouth. So, yeah, the result is massive and the only thing that matters. But a great performance will show us how the players feel about Farke.
Definitely. Me. Yeah, totally, 100%. 100%, mate.
And can you guys right now envisage a great performance?
No.
No,
Not a great. No, I can't.
No.
The shine light is, but at home, that's it. And it's
Yeah.
the home crowd that'll probably G us up as well. But
yeah.
Don't
Well,
know.
The last time we
it
played
needs to,
how I
doesn't it?
wanted us to play, we played the first half against West Ham and just blew them away. And then Farke said, and then we went second half and just sat back. And Farke said, he said at the half time to the players, "You're too open. You've got to sit in." And he reverted back to this absolute crap. And then he go, "Oh, so he doesn't want." He said he doesn't want it. He said he doesn't want to play this way. He wants to play his way. He wants to play this possession-based nonsense that gets you nowhere. Teams coming up like Sunday rely on chaos. You've got to have chaos moments within it to pull the other opposition out of place and get goals. You can't just be hoping Bogle puts a cross in.
That there is exactly why he needs to go for me. It's too negative. It's too negative. You're asking for trouble. Let's get at teams like you just said there. First half, West Ham, we were good. It's definitely down to the manager for me. We've got the players to do it because they've done it before. They've done it this season. We've seen it in glimpses. We've seen it in halves that they can do it when given given the freedom. Yeah, they've got it.
Yeah.
So it's on the manager, like you've just said there. They're telling him to sit, telling him to be a bit more creative,
build up as
keep
a
hold of
side,
the ball,
move forward as a side.
keep it tight.
A whole slow build-up thing is designed to get Goodmanson really, or Bogle really, overlapping and crossing. So, but they both go forward, and then the other one has to get in the box, and then we lose it, and everything's a transition every time, and every centre back looks crap because they're chasing after wingers. Bijol's chasing after the right winger, going, "I don't want to do this. This isn't my job."
Yeah.
You can put loads of world-class defense centre backs that aren't very quick in that position. They will look crap. Shrout, Bijol, they're not world-class, obviously, but whoever. That's just the nature of it. And if the whole idea is to get the fullbacks in positions to cross the ball to no one, then what's the plan?
It's it.
Got on like 121 people still watching at 10 to midnight on a Friday night. Thank you so much. We're only 8 likes off 100. Please don't let us finish the show. We're not giving us 100 likes. 8 more people need to smash that like button, please. Fantastic show, says Johnny. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Cheers,
I sort of just wanted to mention as well, right quick before we sort of end it, is there are a lot of people out there who still want Farke, still believe in him, and that's fine about opinions and stuff like that. But what I will say is, this isn't just a Farke hammering this player's not performing and stuff like that. But what I can't defend is when I'm watching a game and, I'm thinking the lads are off it. They're off the pace. We can talk about formations not working and stuff like that. But you can look at it and go, he needs to change something in game. And guess what? He does. He chucks all the players on, all the attackers, which we know doesn't happen. He then, at Forest, touching on that again, which just felt criminal at the time, takes off Gabby Goodmanson and bangs on Jack Harrison at left back. So this is where I think the people that defend Daniel Farke and say he is the answer, when he does try and change stuff, he can come up with the most bizarre sort of changes, tactical changes, personnel changes. That alone, for me, after that game, I like sacking for that. It just felt so. And I know that people say, but it's Jack Harrison, but he's putting a player out of position when there's another player who can play that position in James Justin. That for me was sort of the final straw when he gave away that penalty. I think he tried to do a couple of take-ons, didn't do it. He got beat every time someone tried to get past him. Lost all his jewels when he went on 2 or 3 of his jewels out. Didn't win any of them, and then he gets took on and gives a penalty away. And that for me is on Farke because he's playing a player out of position in a whatever formation that will come end when you've got someone on bench who could have come on instead if you wanted to take Goodmanson off. So it's decisions like that, lads, that ultimately he'll seal his fate for me. So when he does make the tough decisions, he's not making the right ones either. So I just wanted to sort of mention that because that stood out at Forest for me massively, that decision.
Oh, that was for me, mate. I'd love to ask him the question, what was you thinking there? What was the thinking there? Because was it so we could sort of be a bit more attacking down that left hand side? Well, then you've got to then make him as a wing back and maybe then go to the 3 at the back, either with Ampadu dropping in. I don't care, but we didn't even do that, Matty. It was a bizarre decision. Even for me, like I said, bringing Strike on for Bijol, I didn't see what that were gonna bring apart from the
I
set
agree.
pieces. But for me, if that's what we're playing for, then you leave 3 centre halves on, and we try and capitalise off a corner or a set piece. Yeah, it's just, and this has been time and time again. We sit and look and watch and scratch his heads at some of these decisions that Daniel Farke makes. Pirro coming in on a 10, his top goal scorer last season, coming in again. All I'm seeing is sat in midfield, knocking the ball back to a defender, and it's not what I want to see from a Pirro. I want to see him in that box, off a striker, getting on end of chances. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I spent the summer arguing with lots of people about Harrison should be the backup left back. I said he can't defend. He's terrible defensively. And then we brought him on left back because the idea we have more of the ball. And then we bring Stroud
Not in a back format. Not in a back
No,
format.
100%, absolutely.
Let's put Aronson at right back as well.
Then we brought Stroud
crazy.
on because we're going to have more of the ball, but we're trying to have the ball anyway. We'll start Stroud then. If Stroud's coming on because he's a possession based, will suddenly be possession based. Well, we should have started then because that was your idea in the first place anyway. This is and my burning issue of this is only going to get worse. Premier League's got such good analysts; it's only going to get worse because they're going to go right. This is how you beat Leeds United, and we'll look worse and worse game by game unless Farke changes. We just will because teams will keep picking us off, and it's happening times like we've done the same away game every single game this season. It's just been how good the opposition are at getting at us.
I tell you what you can see, Adam. You can see confidence as well draining from players. You can see it.
Yeah,
they looked like they'd already played 30 odd games. Some of them. How it's just declined and declined. It has. It started well and it's just declined and declined.
Mad how quickly it can turn football, isn't it? It's mad how quickly.
Crazy,
before Burnley, everyone were fairly happy, and the Farke out were probably 25% of the fan base that have been here for a while, and now it's 75% plus would like a change. There's literally been a couple of comments in tonight defending Farke, and yeah, there's a lot of people culpable, but you can't sack the board. You can't.
But those people who were defending Farke, are they happy with what they're seeing? They can't be happy with what they're seeing. They can't be. They must be watching the same games we are. They can't be happy with what we're saying.
And it's 100% fair enough if you want to keep Farke. That's fine. You might be wrong, whatever. But I've not seen a good argument for it. I'm not going, he's setting the team up. This is working brilliantly. I'm not seeing any positive argument from the Farke people. Not a positive. All the arguments are negative. Well, who are we going to get then? The players are all crap. All the arguments are negative, not positive. There's no positive for keeping Farke that I've seen. Not one. No. Not one.
I've had I'm in other WhatsApp groups, and I had the same conversation after the Forest game. And well, on a human level, for me, he has to stay. Well, we're not a charity. Do you know what I mean? We're a professional football team. We want to be in Premier League. As much as he's a nice guy, he's a crap Premier League manager. End of.
And there you have it. Good night, everyone.
There we go.
And bringing Jack Allison on at left back was a masterstroke. Absolute masterstroke.
Why do you play that with a broken rib? The problem is we are getting worse. Yeah, that's where I am with it. If honestly, right, I would like a new manager. If we beat Villa, if we get a point at City, my perception may change. It may change because I want my team to win football match and I want them to stay in the division. If Farke can do that and get me believing that again, brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant. That's all I want to do. I want to go to a game believing we can win. I want to go to a game believing we're not a yo-yo club and we're going to, be able to be an established side in this division. That's what I want to be. I just don't believe it at the minute, so I would advocate a change. But performances, results can change. So let's hope we can beat Villa next week. Let's hope we can have a bit of positivity in the fan base, in the club, but that only comes from winning games of football. And right now, we ain't. So this is where we are. It's been an hour and 52 minutes, a pure waffle. I hope you've loved it. It's been great having Sean back. The chat's been popping off. 103 likes, still 110 watching, you crazy people, as we enter Saturday morning in 7 chuffing minutes. Yeah, absolutely love it. Out to say, boys, to sort of end.
I'm a Leeds United fan, not a Daniel Farke fan.
When you get a lot of breakthrough cricketers, test cricketers, right, and they could average 50, and what happens is the analysts watch them. And you see the good stuff, and the analysts watch them, and they don't change their game, and they find ways of getting them out. And then suddenly they're averaging 40, they're averaging 30. Happens lots. And I think that's what's happened to Leeds United this season. Where it's tailing off is people watching us and picking holes and gaps in what we do and taking advantage of it. And I think it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, me too, mate.
Agreed.
To end on a positive, I love you all. We are Leeds United. Yeah. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much. That's it. We are Leeds United. I love you. Thank you all so much. Love you all a bit. Take care.
Yes, guys.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, please subscribe. Thanks so much for all the interaction. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.